today we are going to be making some Cocoa Pebbles Rice Krispie Treats. So what you will need for this project is marshmallows,
some butter,
Cocoa Pebbles, and you will also need a
spoon,
wooden spoon, or a regular spoon, a medium-sized saucepan, some oil to sauce your pan, to spray your pan so it doesn't stick. You will need a pan for the finished product, and a little flexible, if you can, little spatula for smoothing it out. So how we're going to start this, we have our butter all measured out. This is about a 3/4 stick of butter. So what you're going to want to do is turn your pan on medium-high heat, and then just drop your butter in there.
Plop.
Plop. And then we're going to let that melt. So while we're doing that, you can do stuff to decorate your Rice Krispie Treats, make frosting, get sprinkles, something like that. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to make some regular old Rice Krispie Treats. So
the good old classics.
At this point, you want to move it around the pan.
Carefully.
Don't burn yourself.
Fingers.
But move it around the pan. Try and get all the sides. If you can, lift up your butter and kind of go around the sides so that way that the marshmallows don't stick to any of the sides. This would be a good time to use your spoon, my cameraman is telling me. So you're just wanting to kind of move it up around the pan, move it everywhere, just to make sure that nothing sticks. And my assistant here is helping me by holding the pan.
Yep.
Since I do not have another free arm. So just make sure that's around. Now this is for about maybe 3/4 of a bag of marshmallows. You can use tiny marshmallows, but you can also use regular size marshmallows. If you want to use a full bag, you have to use a full stick of butter. So just think of it this way. For however much of a bag of marshmallows you're using, you want to use the same amount of butter. So a full bar of butter, a full bag, thank you, cameraman, of marshmallows. And for 3/4 of a stick of butter, you're going to want 3/4 of it. I just flinged butter everywhere. Thank you, cameraman, for pointing out my mistake. So you should hear the butter bubbling a little bit. That's a good thing.
Yep.
So then you just want to dump your marshmallows.
Just plop them.
Our bag is not open.
Here, let me open it a little bit more.
Thank you. And just start stirring, because if you do not, then it will burn.
Tally-ho!
Tally-ho! There we go. There we go. Now at this point, you just kind of want to get all the marshmallows covered in. Thank you. And make sure to tidy up as you're going. Yep. So make sure you do that. At this point, you just want to make sure all of the marshmallows are covered in the butter. So Mary, if you could keep doing that.
Yeah, of course.
And then I shall prep our Cocoa Puffs. Now earlier today, we chopped up these little Cocoa Pebbles down here. Like this. Just kind of chop them. Now you don't have to do this, but if you have something to where you can't really eat something very big or very crunchy, this is a good way to chop up.
Like no teeth.
Exactly, like no teeth. I'm not trying to make fun, I promise. But you can just kind of chop them up like that, and it's a very fine type of Cocoa Puff. But we're not going to be doing that today. We're just going to be making the regular ones. I just wanted to show you that that could happen. Not sponsored by Cocoa Puffs. But there's Mary. It's still not quite done, so make sure you keep stirring it all the way around.
Yeah, it's getting there. We're almost there.
So at this point, you probably want to take a measuring cup to try and measure out your Cocoa Puffs, and my cameraman is getting that right now. Thank you. We are getting that. And for 3/4 of a bag and 3/4 of a cup, you probably want a full
That's
4 cup thing. And more. You can add more if you need it later, but I would say start out small and then get bigger. How are you doing over there with the marshmallows, Mary?
Still like.
Still working?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. I don't know if I should say smoother.
Once you can't tell the individual marshmallows, you know it's melted enough.
Yeah. Thank you, cameraman.
Thanks also, may we introduce our cameraman?
Yeah, this is my dad,
Mary's dad, and our cameraman. So thank you to him for doing this today. See, we have made this new tradition. So whenever I come over to Mary's house, since we are not related, sadly, we don't live together. We call each other our twins, but we sadly aren't. So whenever I come over to Mary's house or vice versa, that is when we will post. So for all our fellow followers out there, we don't have a specific schedule on when we post. It's just whenever I go over to Mary's house.
It's getting smooth.
It's pretty smooth, yes. Make sure to scrape the bottom so it doesn't burn.
Yeah, burn.
Because they will burn, so you have to be very careful.
And then it'll turn into caramel, which it's sort of turning into.
It's all right. We can have caramelized.
Yeah, why not? The caramel.
So then, what you want to do, get a close up, is just keep stirring.
Keep stirring.
Keep stirring as I go.
Oh, slowly.
Just keep stirring. Just keep stirring, stirring, stirring. What do you do? You're stirring. And there we go. So then, it's going to get a lot harder to stir.
Oh, yes. As you can already tell.
Mary's a little bit struggling, so I'm going to help her out here. Here, Mary.
Thank you.
I'm going to help her out.
Yeah,
Mary,
I need a break.
Mary, could you do me a favor, my lovely assistant?
Yes.
And
spray
cameraman, go with her, yes.
Spray the pan.
And make sure you spray the pan before you use it. Make sure you spray the bottom, the sides, and basically everywhere, so that way...
Shake it real good.
Shake it real good. That way it doesn't allow any of the Cocoa Puffs to stick.
Carefully.
Spray the sides as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes real cooks like to flour their pan.
Yeah.
That's reaching me.
Sorry.
It's smoky. It's smoky. Our cameraman's giving us the all good.
The all good.
You're good, Mary. So now, I believe our Rice Krispies are all mixed together.
Yep, and
so what you want to do is turn off the stove, which I have already done. And then, see, it just kind of falls apart together. So then, what you want to do is come over here. Careful, it's a hot pan. Careful, Puppo. We have a Puppo near us.
Yeah, this is Linus.
Linus. So,
he's
then
just cleaning up on the floor. He's doing some cleanup
He's
work.
doing some cleanup. So then what you want to do is just take your scoop and just scoop it all into the pan. Be very careful not to make a mess. Unless you want to make a mess.
Yeah.
Which is fun, but at the same time, messy.
Yeah.
That's what messes mean. And then what you're wanting to do, put this in a
sink
washer.
Here, I'll do that. I'll do that. Oh.
Careful, careful. It has been touched by fire, my lady. So then what you want to do, what I always like to do at least when I'm making, is spray your spatula just a little bit so that way it doesn't stick to the spatula and it's much easier to spread out. So then what you want to do is just kind of push it down into the pan. Make sure you get it into all the sides. Just kind of push it down. At this point you don't want to do it with your hands because it's still very, very hot.
Oh, steam.
We're making steam. Careful, Mary.
Yep.
But then once you are done with that and once it's flat, you can decorate it any way you like. You can use frosting, sprinkles, whatever. And then just kind of run it around the edge, make sure that it's not sticking anywhere. And then what you want to do is you want to leave this in the freezer for about maybe an hour or so, 2 hours, and then you can cut it up and enjoy it. So that's all for now, Crystallers. Bye-bye.
Bye.